Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Akil and today I'm going to be doing a review for Dumbo, guys. Yes, it is actually kind of late now in the night, so I'm just gonna jump right into it, not waste any more time. This probably won't be even a long review, guys, which is good because I that's how movie reviews should be, just quick and straight to the point. But anyway, guys, let's just jump right into it. So to start with, for my pre-rating score, I'm gonna say that Dumbo is an okay movie, guys. This movie was just fine. It was just alright. It's in the middle for me when it comes to uh, Disney movies. Well, as a whole, the movie was just in the middle. It was like meh, yeah. Well, it was fine for what it's worth. So yeah, so that's what I have to say for that. All right, let's just jump right into the story. So the story of this movie, in case you don't know, in case you haven't seen it, is I don't know if it's not like the original. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but from what I can tell, the original didn't have that many human characters, or barely had any human characters at all. From what I can tell, this movie, uh, Dumbo is a baby elephant who gives whose mother's name is Jumbo. So there's something that happens in the movie with those two characters, and then he has become part of this circus group. He has to perform. People don't believe him. People don't accept him for who he is, what he looks like, his name, and all type of stuff. So then he proves to them he can fly. So the feather is a key point of that. So without that feather, he can't fly. So the kids, the two main kids in this movie, they have to make him fly, and the father has to help everyone prove that he can fly and help them as well. Point is, it's just about this circus group trying to make Dumbo, uh, the main star. Michael Keaton's in this movie, Evergreen's in this movie, and there are these two people that come in and they want Dumbo to be part of this bigger group. Well, at least Michael Keaton does. Evergreen is more of the character that she has to not allow her. Point is, Evergreen character is a character that is a bit more on the other side. Michael Keaton's a bit of a anti-hero, a bit of a bad guy in a sense, because he just wants it for the show business, for the money, I guess. But whatever, guys. And then our Arkin's also in this movie too, in case you guys don't know, guys. Yeah, so that's really it. Surprisingly, I can't even remember the characters' names. I know the dad's name is Holt. I know the girl's name is Maisie or Millie. I can't remember the boy's name, which is Finn. Is that the actor's name? Anyway, whatever. So that's really the story, and stuff happens at the end, which I was like, oh, that's cool, I guess. But for Tim Burton movie, the story was not what I was expecting. Tim Burton usually brings his dark visual style, and this movie had some dark moments, but it wasn't like Child Chocolate Factory or like Alice in Wonderland, or definitely not like Nightmare Before Christmas. Those movies are just totally different. Yeah. But anyway, let's just talk about this movie, and the mate talk about this movie, and now let's just jump right into the positives, guys. Sorry about that, what just happened there. So the first positive I picked up in this movie was that this movie had some good acting. Not all the performances are good. I thought the child performances, they were just okay. Ava Green, she was okay. Alan Arkin, he was okay. But the best performances were easily Danny DeVito, Michael Keaton, and Colin Farrell. They were the best. Everyone else was just alright in general. Like Ava Green, you could tell was trying her hardest, but I felt like her character was a little bit, her acting in this movie. And I'm not a film critic, alright? I'm just a guy that reviews movies. I thought her acting in this movie was like, yeah, it's fine. Because I can tell now, I'm used to seeing this type of thing. And like I said, I'm not a film critic. I'm just a guy that reviews and likes and seeing this type of film. But this movie in particular, some of the acting in this movie was just okay. And what I'm trying to say, like, it wasn't really conveying emotion. The lines that they delivered was just bland and like nothing much. Even the child actors, which was really disappointing. They could have had a lot of emotional stuff, but sadly no. Next up, the flying scenes. The flying scenes in this movie were great. I absolutely loved the flying scenes in this movie. They were just, they just, they didn't put a smile on my face. I was just happy. I was like, in my head, I was like, this is really cool. I like this. So yeah, so great job for Tim Burton for directing the flying scenes because they were absolutely fantastic. I really like how he flew, how he was flying around, how he flew, and all type of stuff. So yeah, and finally for positives, some of the characters were good. Yes, some of the characters I did like Dad, the circus guy, the guy who owns the circus, Dan DeVito's character. Michael Keaton's character was okay. I actually didn't mind Ava Green's character, to be honest. She was okay, but she was kind of nice and cool and all type of stuff. But the main just star of this movie is Dumbo, and his character is, I think, a character that really could have had more emotion going forward. And I'll talk about that in the negatives up next. But really, this character needed a lot more going for it. He was just a guy I felt in this movie was just there to be shown like, okay, he can fly, he can all type of stuff. But I thought Dumbo was not the best character in this movie. The best character for me was the dad, in my opinion. He was a very interesting character, and I thought the character of Dumbo was not as interesting as the dad, in my opinion. Yes, he felt like he needed to belong in the community or type of stuff, but the emotion with Dumbo was just, he was just there, I felt, majority of the time just to show people that he could fly. That's how I felt about the character, in my opinion. You can take it however you want. Alright, let's just jump right into the negatives now, guys. The 3 major negatives. First up, it was boring. This movie was boring. Like, there were times I was like, okay, whatever. There was unnecessary dialogue scene. There was just way too much stuff. And this is supposed to be a kids movie, a Disney movie. There was just too much of stuff going on. It wasn't like exposition, but just stuff about finance, this, that, show business, whatever. They didn't need to have that. Hell, even the stuff with the kids was just, why did you talk about science stuff? This is not what I came for. I came for Dumbo. This movie's main focus should have been about Dumbo, not some other stuff. It was just boring in general, guys. Apart from the flying scene, some character moments, this movie was overall just boring. And that's the movie's biggest weakness, guys. Yeah. Next up, it needed more emotion. This movie could have had some great moments if it had more emotion. Especially the final scene, which I just recently saw because I just finished watching the movie. The film was just, the film's final scene was just, it was just there. It was like, why did it have to end it like this? It was okay. But if there was more emotion with the mother and baby Dumbo relationship, like if their screen time was at least 20 to 30 minutes as a whole, maybe 10 to 15 minutes, I know that's a lot, but still, even that, point is, I needed more emotion from this movie. And this movie's emotion was just okay. Like, typical stuff. Like, that 1 or 2 moments, I was like, okay, I can't feel sorry for this guy, but then it just gets thrown away and then it just jumps right into the story. Speaking of jump right into the story, the third and final negative for this review is that it was a bit rushed. There are times I felt certain scenes were just going. Not only because this movie was like an hour and 40 something minutes long, which I'm shocked because originally this movie was like apparently 2 hours. Maybe they cut it down, I don't know why, but I would love a Dumbo movie to be 2 hours. More character development, that's great. But this movie, certain scenes felt rushed, especially the final scene. Like, we needed more emotion, especially the scenes with Dumbo and his mother. We needed more emotion. This movie was just rushed in general. That's all I have to say, guys. Sorry, guys, this turned out to be longer than I expected, but I'm just going to wrap it up right now. So as a final score, I'm going to give Dumbo a 5 out of 10. This movie was just okay in general. It's just right in the middle for me. And when it comes to Disney live action films, guys, this is some of the in the remakes, this is probably the weakest one out of all my least favorite. Out of all 3 of them, Beauty and the Beast, Jungle Book, and this is my 3rd favorite one. Beauty and the Beast is my 2nd. Jungle Book is still my 1st. Haven't seen Cinderella, so I can't say. Definitely looking forward to Aladdin and Lion Kingdom. More for Lion King than I am for Aladdin. But what do you think of Dumbo, guys? Tell me in the comments below. My name's Akil, and I'm signing out.